All right, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Extra
What's
Miracle
up?
Pre-Shampoo by African Pride.
We are back. We are back in action, bro. It's been a while, guys. Miss you guys. All right, so this is a video that I've been wanting to react to for a while. It's the Whatever podcast. You got this man on here. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the Whatever podcast, they're like Fresh and Fit. If you're not familiar with Fresh and Fit, now I don't know what to fucking tell you. It's just a podcast where dudes expose like whores and shit. So let's see what they got to tell us.
Said I can't imagine what it's like to be at
And
war
this
with.
one is about is it gay to date a trans person? Like it's two people in here. This guy right here, Chase, he had a debate with of a chick named Kiko. She left because she was so offended that he said, "Oh, he wouldn't date a trans person because he's not gay," which fucking makes sense. So let's see.
My own body.
Let me finish my
This is a
statement before
point
you
that
start
people
talking.
bring
Let
up
me
all
finish
the
my
time, and
statement
it's
before
not
you start
true.
talking.
Kiko,
Bye, Kiko. Nice speaking with you tonight. I was being serious.
I'm not, because I really thought I could get past it, but
Well, I just drive safe.
Chase, would you rather smash the hottest trans woman in the world or the oldest woman in the world? Honestly, bro?
the oldest woman in the world, because then I wouldn't be gay.
You really just want me to just rip you a f***ing new one.
Are you like, Chase,
Yeah.
how dare you be?
Yes, actually, what the f*** do you mean? Yes, that was
Because
so
if I
necessary.
had sex with a trans woman, I'd be having sex with a biological man, and I don't want to do that.
The
Listen,
question is,
listen. If you're gonna have the debate, don't fucking blur the shit out, like the words and shit. Like, come on, man. That shit sounds stupid, man. If you want to talk about the subject, then talk about the subject. Don't blur. Don't fucking bleep the shit out. Shit's annoying.
what you said though, that's fine. If that's
Because
what you
I'd
want
be
to say.
gay if I had sex.
Well, he's got a professional podcast, and I don't. So
Not gay.
I still wouldn't do it.
Biological
That's
man.
not gay.
That's
And I don't
gay.
even care if you're doing this for like whatever, but like shut the fuck up. Actually,
I'm doing
you
it
look
for
like
what-
you have a
you
little
need to respect
no,
his
that's
street
that's too far.
identity.
That's
Why
too
don't you?
fucking
Why don't
far.
you make me
That's
shut
too
the fuck
far.
up? Because I have an opinion that differs from yours.
Rage quit.
Oh, so it looks like they're reacting to the original video, and that little small box on the side is them. Okay, so let's
That's really
Plus, she's not. She's not. It would technically be homosexual. A trans woman is a biological man.
Eric,
It's
switch it to.
human. It's true.
Oh, actually, sorry. Keep going. Sorry. Keep going.
It's not fucked up. It's real. It's true.
Okay, if you guys want to
It's
respect
factual.
gender identities, that's his though. That's his sexuality.
Any opinions you want, but
I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to say that.
yes, from a biological woman who doesn't even have any trans friends, that was too fucking far. A man of God who doesn't judge a Christian, yeah.
Yeah, you know what God said? It said He made them man and women. He made them man and woman. I just told you I'm not gay. I'll pass on that. Thanks though. Who knew that stating biological facts would make people walk off the show?
Okay, it's the reunion. What do you guys have to say to each other?
You want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Is there anything you would have done differently in that scenario?
I wish I wouldn't have had to leave. I had to leave because I had made multiple comments beforehand. I was
wait. Sorry, guys, if that shit sounded weird for a second. If it sounded weird for a second, it's because when I click off OBS and then come back on, like if I move off OBS, it gets like high pitched for some fucking reason. I'm not professional.
super late for work. No, I had said that multiple times. Let's not
Stop the cap.
That's people even in the show had come and said that she did say multiple times that she had to leave for work. I was an hour late to work. I was supposed to leave by 10:30, and the show went on way longer than it was supposed to. So it seemed like a good moment to exit. I wish I would have been able to stay there longer, but no.
I wish I can show up an hour late to work. What the fuck?
I did not feel comfortable having a conversation like that with no trans people present at the table. You can have your personal opinion. If you don't want to sleep with a trans woman, that's your prerogative. That's fine. But don't declare your opinion as fact. If you think that if a man chooses to sleep with a trans woman is gay, so be it. That's your opinion. I have no problem with you having your own opinion. But you saying comments like that on a podcast with this many subscribers and viewers,
It's not really an opinion, though, is it? Like, if you have sex with if a man has sex with, if a male has sex with another male, he's gay. Like, why is that an opinion? That's not an opinion. That's a fact. It's homosexual. If a male dog has sex with another male dog, that's homosexual. It's gay. Like, what are you talking about?
hinders men who are straight, because they do exist, who choose to sleep with trans women. And if for you being some godly Christian,
They're not straight then. If they sleep with men, they're not straight. By definition, they're not straight. What is she talking about?
man, I think you should learn how to keep your fucking mouth shut sometimes when it comes to those topics, because it's very hateful and hurtful. Just like how you've been giggling and sitting here across the table this whole time. If you were such a godly man who's turned his whole life around for God, you should learn for a little bit more acceptance and tolerance when it comes to these platforms. Honestly, truthfully, if you want to say that shit behind closed doors with your other little red pill friends, go ahead and do so, but just learn and recognize the platform you have and how much influence you have. There's already enough trans hate and crime out there. You don't need to influence it more, was my point. Thank you.
There's many things I could say in response to that.
Then say it.
Let me ask you this. Is God tolerant?
I think God made us all in his light. He didn't make any mistakes, right? So if he created trans people, then he did it for a reason.
The answer is no, God is not tolerant. He doesn't tolerate every fucking thing. Like what?
Did he create trans people, or do trans people choose to be trans?
Go ahead. I feel like you're better off in this one. I would rather you respond.
Okay. I was raised Catholic, and then I converted to Christianity in middle school. In the Bible, it's mainly said, God does not give you more than what you can handle. She asked me earlier, when did you know? This shit was not a fucking choice for me. I can look you in the eye right now and say,
Yo, off of that fucking trans shit, bro. Like, how do you allow yourself to get that big, bro? That's insane to me, bro. Like, I could never, like, I gain a couple fucking pounds. Like, I get a stomach from drinking a beer, and I'm like, oh, time to go to the fucking gym. Like, right now, my stomach is out a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, gotta hit the fucking gym, bro. Like, how do you allow yourself to get that fucking huge, dude? God damn, bro. God damn, bro. And then this video of this other chick who's like, oh yeah, we need to give big body people more rights. We need to get them more access inside of airplanes and shit. No, fuck that. Fuck that. God, how do you get? Oh my God.
hey, this was not a choice.
So you didn't choose to go on hormones? You don't.
I did.
You
No,
didn't choose.
I did,
Hold
but
on.
however-
You didn't
Let
choose
her
to put a.
finish.
No. She said her piece, and I'm going to ask a couple questions so that she can
really
clarify.
she didn't finish her statement.
I'm going to. I will let her finish, but I'm going to ask a couple questions so she can clarify. My questions are: you didn't choose to go on hormones. You don't choose to dress this way. You don't choose to identify as a woman. You don't choose to wear a weave. You don't choose to put on makeup and present yourself as a woman.
So it's the same way for you, though. It's like me asking you, like, oh, did you choose to wear that shirt today? Because to you, it's natural, right? It's 100% natural. Did you choose to get a fade? Of course.
We choose what clothes we wear. Yes.
Because, it looks good on you. That's what you like. So that's, everything that you choose to do, everyday hygiene to you, that's your normal. To me, this is my normal. I didn't choose it. If I think like, oh, like, you know what? Like, I like these hair extensions because they look good and because it's feminine. My energy is feminine. I hope I'm saying that right.
Okay.
But still, like, it's to me that these choices, it's not like I went out of my way and be like, you know what? I'm gonna.
No, didn't this dude just say? And that is a trans woman, I guess. He just said it's not a choice, but then keep on using the word choose. So it is a choice. You know it's a fucking choice. What are you talking about?
Wake up today and I'm gonna be a fucking bitch. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna present female. Yeah, technically.
You went out of your way to do those things.
Technically,
You
I
go out
was
of your way to
already
get a
doing
haircut.
them. I was already doing them from the very beginning. Why did I stop?
Basement Systems USA, the all things big.
God damn advertisements. You already know the deal, boys.
Because of what other people think.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the original question. You said it's my job as a Christian, godly man to be tolerant because that's what Christians are supposed to do.
I might actually get YouTube Premium if I'm gonna keep streaming like this, bro.
My original question is God tolerant?
I think it's your job to mind your business.
No, my question to you is God tolerant? You projected
Yeah,
all of these
I would say God
values-
is tolerant.
Okay, so
you educate me?
in Genesis, yes,
ahead.
I will. I will educate you on exactly what the Word of God says. In Genesis, it says that when God created mankind, he made them male and female. And in Leviticus, it says for a male to have sexual relations with another man as he would with a woman, that is an abomination in God's eyes and is worthy of being put to death.
How many times has the Bible been translated? How many times has the Bible been translated?
Is this correct?
Can you let me respond if you're going to make a statement to me before you bring someone else into it, so I don't forget what I'm going to say?
I want to hear what you have to say, but this is correct, is it not?
I don't know what the words are. I don't know what Leviticus would be in Hebrew, because like that's how I learned everything in Hebrew. But the biggest thing that we harp on in Judaism is a man should not lie in bed with another man, and then we take that to mean
a man should not lie with another man as he would a woman. That's what it says, I think.
You guys know that scripture was changed so many times, though. Let me finish my statement before you start talking. Let me finish my statement before you start talking. Let me finish my statement before you interrupt me. Thank you.
You're making falsehoods, but go on.
I feel like you should let her finish.
Thank you. So the Bible has been translated. Obviously, that's not a falsehood. It was not written in English, was it? No. Do you know Latin?
It wasn't written in Latin.
Okay, whatever was written in
Aramaic.
Oh yes. Okay, it was been.
Aramaic,
My whole point
Greek,
is
and Hebrew.
Where is bitch getting Latin from? Yo, and she on the other podcast, like the podcast she was on with Chase, she was like, "Yeah, I'm a Christian. I study the Bible and shit like that." She thinks the Bible was written in Latin originally. What the fuck?
Fucking let me finish.
You're
Jesus
trying to educate
Christ.
me on the Bible.
You know what it is? It's because she watched scary movies, right? And you know how they always speak in Latin when they're possessed? That's where she got that shit from.
Hey,
But
let
you
me
don't
finish.
even
Do it
have the most
after.
basic facts
Do it
straight.
fucking after.
You
Let
don't
me
have the
finish.
most basic
Let
facts
me
straight.
finish.
Go on.
You keep interrupting me, but you get so mad when someone interrupts you.
I'm not mad at all.
Oh.
Go on. You're just stating falsehoods and presenting yourself
your
as an
forehead
authority.
wrinkles are giving you away.
Okay,
So maybe get some
continue
maybe
to
get some
ad
Botox.
hominem
Oh,
me.
you brought them back down.
Continue to ad
Okay.
hominem me.
So what I was saying is the Bible has been rewritten so many times.
False.
It's been translated so many times.
Faithfully and accurately.
Can you tell
Okay,
me stop
let
fucking
her
interrupting me?
finish. Like,
He's
she
interrupting
lets
every word I say, dude.
Okay, just continue.
Like
Go
everything
ahead.
I talk, he's interrupting every word. If I do that, you would get on my case.
You both interrupt. It's a conversation. Just
It's been translated multiple times, and there is proof and evidence stating that most of those translations from those scriptures, they were actually saying a man should not lay with a child. It was not man and man. A lot of things have been translated because there's so much P word that runs through the
Where the fuck did she get that from? That's just a blatant lie.
church that they do things. Oh, are we talking like that? It's not in the Vatican. We don't have these things.
Hebrew.
happening?
I'm sorry, I
know where
can't
you-
listen to that.
I don't even fucking read the Bible like that. Like, I know some shit about the Bible. Like, I'll listen to the audiobook sometimes. But I know damn well it literally says man should not lie with another man as they would a woman or a female or something like that. It says that. It doesn't say anything about a fucking child. What is she talking about?
False. I learned the Bible in the original language that it was written. I learned in Aramaic and I learned in Hebrew, and it's never a child. It's a man should not lay in bed with another man. And so Jews don't even share beds. Like on sleepaway trips, if we went on overnight, Jews, 2 guys, are not allowed to even share a bed for a sleepover because it's that serious that it also even more so means that you should not do anything gay. But the church, that's a whole different issue, I think, than this specific issue of like, is being gay right or wrong, is being trans.
Let's stay away from
okay.
that
Anyways,
topic,
my whole
guys, but go
thank
ahead,
you
Kiko.
for your information with that. I've read things that differ even in church. The churches I've gone to have said things that differ, so I would like to talk more about you with that. But overall, my whole thing is I don't think in God's light would he want you sitting here shaming people more for what they're doing. What they're doing is not affecting you in your life. So why don't you just mind your fucking business instead of spewing hate on a podcast with so much influence on people? Let them live.
No, and mind you, all this dude said was he wouldn't sleep with a trans person because a trans woman because that would make him gay. There shouldn't be a problem with that.
Their lives.
Okay,
Just let
so
them live.
just really
Why do you
one
care
quick-
so much? Why does it bother you so much? Are
one
you
quick
attracted
thing,
to them
one
and it
quick
makes you
thing,
feel
one
some type
quick
of way?
thing.
No.
Is that what it
Chase,
is?
Chase,
You
one
seem
quick
you
thing.
seem a little
I'm
bit
going
bothered.
I'm going to respond to that, but Brian, go ahead.
One quick thing. So I would like to try to direct the conversation. I mean, we can have a theological discussion about
No,
what the Bible
before
says,
you do
but-
that, this is not about me shaming people. This is not about me doing anything like you just described. I stated biological facts, and you have a problem with me stating biological facts. And the facts that I stated is For a man to have sex with a trans woman, he would be having sex with a biological male, which is that is what I said. That is all I've ever said.
Why did they bleep out homosexual? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is up with YouTube? Like is the censors like that fucking bad, bro? You can't get monetized if you say homosexual, dude. What the fuck? That is a scientific word, ain't it? Like when we talk about animals sleeping with the same sex of another animal, we call that animal they're having homosexual sex. Like what is happening?
I haven't sat on this podcast shaming people, being hateful towards people. I've stated very basic facts. And you sit on the other side and you're like, you can't do that as the supposed godly Christian man. You need to be tolerant towards people. It is our job as Christians to align ourselves with the Word of God. It is also our job to, as Jesus said, make disciples of the nations and to share the Word of God. And you make all these statements about Chase. You can't be judgmental towards people. Jesus told us we are to judge. We are in this life to judge with righteous judgment, and whatever judgment we apply towards others, we will be judged by that exact same standard with which we judge others. It's not a Christian's job to just walk around the world and be tolerant. It's a Christian's job to combat evil and to combat falsehoods. Okay, and for you to say, oh, it's so hateful and intolerant, and you're trying to shame people who want to make these decisions, it's none of these things. I'm simply speaking truth.
May I add to that as well, that part of what your explanation was that the Bible has been mistranslated over thousands of years, and that it's this game of telephone and we've actually lost the authenticity of the message. That's completely untrue, and it's proven to be untrue by the Dead Sea Scrolls. And I highly encourage you to look at the Dead Sea Scrolls and look at the Hebrew that people have so basically what happened was we found old manuscripts that were thousands of years old in an old cave somewhere in Israel or something like that.
The 40s too.
In the 1940s, and what we found was that they had been saved through time in these clay pots, and it's an amazing story actually. You should read into how we found these because some kid was playing around in a cave.
Well, isn't it crazy how we can just think, we find a bunch of shit, a bunch of profound shit from the past, right? Just imagine 1,000 years from now, motherfuckers are gonna be digging in the archives, picking up microchips and put them into some type of fucking database and seeing fucking TikTok from the United States, and they're gonna be like, oh, these motherfuckers are stupid. If we're still alive, then shit, Armageddon might come.
And he found these clay pots, and they had the manuscripts of the Bible within them. And what we found was when people much smarter than me and you translated these documents back into English today, and it matched up perfectly with what we have from the Bible.
There's no way to
right
make
now.
100% perfect translation, though. No matter.
But
I've seen them in person. I went to this museum in the Dead
possible.
Sea. I speak Aramaic. You read it, and it's the exact same text from 3,000 years ago that they found at the bottom of the Dead Sea with ancient Egyptian chariots from the same story. And a big thing is if you look at the Torah and as instead of it, or the Bible for the English word, if you look at it as a history book instead of just a religious doctrine, it's historically accurate. The things that are written in the Bible are what have happened. You can go and find ancient ruins confirming all the things. Even I went to Israel, I saw all the Jesus things, the St. Peter Apostle, correct me if I'm saying it wrong, but it's a historical text document. So I think it's two different arguments, whether it's has it been properly translated and are you spewing hate? But I wasn't here for that, obviously.
Okay, let me try to direct the conversation a little bit because we are getting a little bit into semantics. So
and we do need to go home to have 2 hours.
Let's talk about the main thing, though. So basically, Chase is saying, you guys said that you disagree with Chase's statement about that being.
Yeah.
You disagree with that?
I think it's an opinion.
It's a biological fact.
No, it's not.
It's definitely a biological fact. These people are so delusional. And it's so crazy. Leftists, right? They say they're the party of science. The Democrats are the party of science. But when it comes to this shit, when it comes to actual, fucking biology, they just throw science out the fucking window.
It's an opinion.
Why do you disagree?
So, as a trans woman, there's these things.
Biore blemish patches.
Fucking advertisement. What do you guys think so far? Let me know.
Wait, you gotta speak. You gotta
There's
speak.
these
into the
things
mic.
that we call chasers. Okay.
Okay.
Chasers.
Unironic.
They're gay.
Named after Chase.
Wait,
Yeah.
like
Great.
No, not.
Chase.
I'm
Are we
not saying
talking
this.
alcohol? Are we talking about
No,
like?
I'm talking about there's like they're called chasers, like basically men who
Speaking of alcohol, this is pickle juice and Jose Cuervo. Not enough pickle juice. Too much Jose.
specifically seek out trans women for their genitals because they like the femininity, whatever.
Because they're gay.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
See, even that person had to admit it.
whatever. No. Let me finish. There's categories to this shit. There's categories. There's categories to this shit, and let me finish. That's gay. You're going after a bit for the chick with a dick. You want to play with her dick.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, but there's categories to this shit.
When you say it's gay, she doesn't get mad at you. But when I say it,
because I can say
so
it.
ignorant.
But
You
I'm
are
saying
so
there's
fucking
categories.
ignorant.
There's categories
There's
to
no
this
hope
shit.
for you. There really isn't.
There's straight categories to
pray
this
for
shit.
whoever marries you.
Because if
See, this comes off to me like when, like, this chick Kiko with the tattoo. It's like when people get offended on other people's behalf and shit.
there can literally be a guy. Let's say Let's say for in some crazy world, or no. Let's say fucking speaking like real world shit. Whatever. Sorry.
Let's go.
So let's say let's say for you example, or let's say theoretically, I'm just using an example, okay? I'm not saying you in general, just use an example. You see a beautiful woman, she's like 5'4", she's like beautiful, and you didn't know that she was trans, and so let's say she's fully operated. You find her attractive, right?
Right.
You don't know she's trans.
No.
You're attracted to her femininity, and because you're attracted to her femininity, you didn't know that she was a guy. That
I think most guys. No, I'm not gonna say most guys. A lot of guys wouldn't know, but I would fucking know. I would know. I had my girl try to do that shit to me. She was like, "Yeah, Dad, you would never know." I'm like, bro, all right, show me some trans people, no filter, and I tell you, like, she put a group of people, right, just like point out the trans person. I'm like, that is one. That's not one. There's no trans people in this photo. Got it right 100% of the time. Like, some people can tell. You can fucking tell.
That's a completely different thing. That wouldn't make you
especially in person
gay to find her attractive.
Thank you.
But to have
I
sex
need to
with
weigh
her
in.
But to go
would
to
be
but to have sex is a little bit more different because some men
still
can look.
Yeah, if you find somebody attractive, like the first sight, like you see a trans person, you're like, ah man, that chick look good, and then get a little closer, or find out they got a dick, you'd be like, oh, never mind. Then you're not gay. But if you go forward with it after you find it out, and you're like, oh, this is a dude, I'm still cool with it. Yes, you're gay. What the fuck? It's that simple.
Past the fact.
So
can I weigh in on that real quick?
If you end up I know now you're saving yourself for marriage, but beforehand, if you found out that one of the people you had slept with actually was a biological male, and
that means he was raped. I'm going to say he was raped, okay? If a motherfucker tricks you like that, if they make you think that they're a chick and they're really a dude, yeah, that's rape. You got raped.
Right away.
Bruh,
it's not the same.
I'd be able
surgical.
to tell. And
It's
you also,
different.
you can tell.
It's not.
Flip it inside out.
You can tell.
You can't make a vagina
Listen,
in a lab.
like, listen
I
to me.
didn't know.
Listen to me, Kiko.
That is so
and Ali.
ignorant. You can't
Bruh, as a man,
you think a guy wouldn't be able to tell a biological woman from somebody who's
You'd be amazed.
from somebody
You'd be amazed.
if you're sober, seeing a biological woman versus somebody who's had their,
Oh, they're talking about genitals too? Yeah, you can tell a fucking open wound from a actual woman's vagina. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? They're not even built the same. Like, what? What? I would pull up a picture to compare, but I ain't trying to get kicked off of YouTube yet.
down there hacked apart and re-sutured together.
Listen,
bro, you'd be able to tell.
Listen. No, listen to me.
Dude.
Listen to me.
Something fucking else. I can't.
You can tell.
You guys, do you hear this, God? Do you hear how
What?
your people are?
He
fucking
does.
He said don't
He does.
mutilate your body.
As a man, I can tell.
We can
I know.
remove religion from this conversation, but
But
Yeah. You can't.
religion
Religion.
completely removed. All right. Last summer, I went to Thailand with my friend.
We already heard this.
There's 30% of the women, 30% of the men, I should say, convert into women, making 15% of the population ladyboys. All right? It's like a third gender because of how prevalent it is. Let me tell you, I know when they're a ladyboy. They're very convincing. They are very convincing. They get their Adam's apple shaved down. They get their jawline shaved down. They do everything to present themselves as a woman. Actually, the most expensive thing that they have to go through is getting their and so they don't do that. But let me tell you.
Fucking done again, dude.
Can't say dick chopped off either. Like, what are these guys doing?
As a man,
Is she about to rage quit again? Quit Kiko, that's her name.
I know that that's a dude. It doesn't matter how feminine they present
before
themselves.
She rage
it doesn't
quits,
matter.
I want to know what specifically is making you upset.
Yeah.
It's just, I just can't believe that people.
You're upset because I know that trans women are.
I want to hear what she says. Why are you upset?
What I'm saying. It's just the laughing, the giggling, it's a joke to you guys, and this is people's lives. The people wake up like.
She's about to cry, quit Kiko.
Don't feel like they're in the right body, and I work with kids, I've seen the children, it actually affects people, and the suicide rate in the trans community is already so high, and this podcast has so many fucking views, and you guys get up on here and just shit on them and just laugh all fucking time. It's hateful as just let them fucking live their lives.
That's not
if they're
what we're
not
doing.
choosing, if they're not bothering you, if they're not trying to trap you into sleeping with them, just let them live their fucking lives. They're not bothering you. Why?
Some of them are, though. Some of them, like, a lot of, like, it's not majority of them. Like, I know some trans people that would be like, yo, that shit crazy. But some of them, they'd be like, oh, it's not our job, or we shouldn't have to disclose that we're trans before we meet somebody, which is fucked up.
Why does it affect you so much?
Okay, those are good questions.
No, it's ridiculous.
Please,
grow up,
please,
mature.
Please let me respond to you.
Go ahead.
Please let me respond to you. Those are good questions. Why do we care so much if it affects us? And also, calling out the insensitivity. Look, I have I don't know what it would be like to wake up every day and to feel like I was born in the wrong body, okay? I don't know what that would be like. And for people that are in that position, I have compassion for them. I can't imagine.
You don't. If you had compassion, you wouldn't be doing half the shit that you're up here doing.
Laughing,
so don't fucking
I'm
lie.
laughing at how callously he's saying.
No, you've been laughing at all podcasts at jokes. What were the jokes you laughing at about?
Please just let me respond. I have compassion for people that are in that position, okay? And people like that need help, okay? And our society has different philosophies in terms of how we can help people like that. You have like people on the left that want to do so-called gender affirming care, in which people do get operations where their bodies end up mutilated, and a lot of people end up severely regretting it after the fact, and those people end up suicidal. I read their stories all the time. Stories of men.
Detransitioners exist, but that's not.
Hold on. Let me just make my point. I read a story on Twitter a few months ago of this guy who had his penis surgically removed, and he woke up every day and was horrified at the decision that he had made with his life, and he wanted to kill himself. And the reason why someone like me cares.
Yo, that's a big ass decision, bro. Big ass decision. You better be fucking 120% sure that's what you want to do. Because 100% ain't even good enough. You better be 120% sure that's what you want to do. Men and women. You want to get a double mastectomy? If you're a woman, that's a big ass decision. Even puberty blockers, they want to say, oh, it's reversible. It's not, bro. It's not. Don't let anybody say that puberty blockers are reversible. It's not.
Is because this ideology, you say let these people live their lives. How does it affect you? This ideology is penetrating all across our society, and kids are now becoming propagandized with this.
The kid that you were talking about would have never thought that way before if they weren't exposed to it at a very, very young age.
She just said that she had no idea what that term was.
Let me just finish my point, and you guys can respond. If you look at the statistics of people that identify as LGBTQ right now compared to previous generations, it is exponentially increasing, because it's not just people living their lives. It's kids going to school, public schools, and their teachers telling them, hey, yeah, you can be a boy if you want to. Hey, yeah, you can be a girl if you want to.
People learn that they wouldn't
Kiko,
get
please
killed.
hold on. Please, I will.
You're
I will
long-winded,
listen.
sorry.
I will listen to what you have to say. I'm making important points here. Kids in that position when they're being told by authority figures, hey, yeah, you're actually a girl, those kids then are getting funneled towards getting irreversible procedures done and irreversible hormone therapy and puberty blockers and all this kind of stuff. And it completely stunts people's development irreversibly, okay? And you can go off of them.
As soon as you stop off
you can go off
will begin to do that.
you can go off of them, but it changes.
Yo, just think about that logically, right? You say puberty blockers. That means you're stopping puberty. Wherever the person stops. Like if you're a 10-year-old and you stop that puberty, it blocks it off. And then you say it's reversible? How can you reverse that? You can't go back in age and start your puberty at 10 years old. Like, what do you mean it's reversible? You can get off of them, and then what? You're starting your puberty back when you're fucking 17? Your puberty has been blocked since you're 10. And you're saying it's reversible? Like you can go back to being fucking 10 years old? No, you can't. That just doesn't even make sense, bro. That shit's stupid. I hate when people say that. It just doesn't make sense.
Just people's.
And puberty blockers are for, what is it called? Precocious puberty. I think I said that wrong. But it's for when kids go through puberty too fast. So it blocks it. It stunts it so they can go through puberty at the right pace.
Well, I did research all day on this actually, so don't correct me on that.
Okay.
I made a video on this for a news company, but
The
continue.
point is, it is affecting a lot of people, and a lot of it is propaganda as well, and it is changing people's lives irreversibly, and children are ending up mutilated as a result of it. And on top of that, a lot of these transgender procedures and surgeries do not significantly affect the suicide rate. A lot of those people still are suicidal after the fact, and it's not care that's effective.
So
You understand what I'm saying?
I think that there should
Why
be
I care about this?
There should be. I don't think that you should just be like one day be like, oh, I believe I'm a woman, I believe I'm a male, and you should be able to walk in and just get procedures or get hormone blockers or
Do you
get
think
things.
kids should be able to be
No.
propagandized in school? About it?
Propagandized. That's a very strong word.
Teachers telling
I feel-
8-year-olds you can
if
be a girl
teacher
if you
is
want.
saying,
Is that
if
okay?
a teacher is telling kids it's okay to feel the way they're feeling, I think that is important. Yes. No, I don't think they should be saying, oh, you need to, change
It's not
genders.
just
There's
teachers
also
telling
a
them
very
it's
big
okay to feel the way you
difference, though,
feel.
in a teacher comforting a kid and be like, you know what?
I caught it. What do you guys think so far? Hey.
Shame, like, you know, it's okay, I understand, whatever. But if a teacher's purposely going out of their way to be like, explain that kind of stuff, okay, yeah, I get it.
Not for a
but
classroom.
if I, for example, me, if I was let's say, rewind to 10 years ago when I was like 12 or 11, whatever. Let's say if I went to my teacher, my counselor, and be like, you know what, I'm having these feelings, and I don't know if they're right or not. And if she would have been like, at least, I'm not saying, she's not encouraging me, but she's like, you know what, she's not, what's the word? She's not discrediting me either. She's not shaming me. She's not doing anything else. There's a big difference between the two.
But I don't think it's a teacher's place, and hopefully we can all agree with this. Sex and body images and identification should not be the teacher's place. That's between parents, and I think there's a big problem with the way that it's targeted our children in schools. And
Look at Brian's face, bro. This nigga, I know he hears all that, because I can hear all that shit that's happening in his background. He's like, yo, shut the fuck up. Why are these niggas so fucking loud, damn? Like, you can see it in his fucking face. You can even see Kiko looking back like, what the fuck is happening back there, bro?
the way that the government has become the parents for society. So I think there are two very unique issues, and I think after 21 or 18, whatever, if you can go buy a handle of tequila, you can technically, legally do what you want to your body. But should you is a very different.
See, look at his face right there. Look at his face. He's like, yo, tell these niggas to shut the fuck up, bro. Like, shut up, nigga. What are you doing?
So under 18, you need parents' consent to do any of this, unless you're illegally consenting it. I looked up all day, and the last 2 days since I knew it was coming back, I looked up this all day and night.
They're trying to change those laws.
There's also
and I don't agree with
situations
that.
where the parents can be divorced and they only need one parent to consent.
Yeah, and I think that's
an 8-year-old.
I would say that's wrong. I would say that's innately wrong. I would think you need a parent's consent, but they're not. I think his name was DeSantis or whatever from Florida, is
Ron?
making it seem like
Good old
DeSantis?
Ronald DeSantis.
The governor of Florida?
Yeah, sure. He's making it seem like everyone just going out here and just getting all these mutilations and gender reconfirming surgeries. That's not happening. The numbers are very.
He doesn't know what she's talking about with that, right? If she knew that they're like, hey, kids can't do it. You just agreed that kids shouldn't be able to do it, but now you're saying, oh, Ron DeSantis is so wrong for saying kids can't do it. Like, what? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Very low. The only one that is becoming kind of prevalent is double mastectomies, because it's really hard for them to stop that, because it's an actual medical procedure, so it's hard for them to block that from happening. But kids aren't just getting gender reforming surgeries. And I'm not pushing for that to be, but that's not a problem we have right now.
The trans community
it's not a problem.
All of them, of course, but there is a large group of people who are pushing this, like the Pride Parade. Ron DeSantis just canceled. He said you will be charged. It will be illegal to sexualize children. Do you have a Pride Parade? There's no nudity.
Yo, and that shit was wild, bro. That showed their hand, right? Because he was like, yo, all right, you can't sexualize kids. You can't be overly sexual in front of minors while you're doing this parade. They was like, you know what? We're going to cancel our shit then. Like, what? You can have a pride parade, but don't fucking sexualize children. Nah, we're going to cancel that shit. What the fuck does that say about you? What were you trying to do?
None of this. They canceled the Pride Parade because they said we will not be able to do what we want to do, which is sexualize children. So I think it goes hand in hand, because people know that the children are the future of this country. And if you want to shove ideology down our throats, you do it with the children, and you take away the parental rights in school and parental decisions. At the end of the day, the kids are the most important part of society, and I hope at the very least we can all agree that when you're an adult and you have your own decisions on your own body, you can do what you want and what you truly believe in. But why should a parent even be able to consent to their 12-year-old getting hormone change or getting on puberty blockers? If an adult, my mom could not consent to me drinking
so
a
you
handle
can't start
of tequila
hormones
at
until you're
15.
14. You can't start hormones until you're 14.
Okay.
That's how it is. You can do puberty blockers before that point, because puberty blockers are reversible. It's the minute you stop
No, they're not.
puberty blockers, you will go through your natural biological puberty. And you might, the only
How would you go through your natural biological puberty if you're not going through it at the right age, at the age that you normally would? That's just a fucking lie.
side effects we know right now is it might affect maybe your cholesterol or your bone density, but you will go through all your puberties once you stop puberty blockers.
But
why would you
hold
start
on,
and
Sam,
then
Sam,
stop?
really quick.
Because-
I don't think I just want to check you a little bit on this. I don't think puberty blockers are reversible.
They are 100%.
I don't think so either, but I'm taking your word.
I've heard many times that they're not.
I've looked this up please do not discredit me, because I spent, as soon as I knew I was coming on, you invited me back on, I spent a lot of time researching this. They are reversible. Hormones are not reversible. You will see the changes go away if you stop taking them, but puberty blockers are 100%
Going
reversible.
through puberty at 14 versus 17 or 20 is a very big difference, though. I don't know.
But it just
That's not
delays
biologically.
puberty. It just delays
You can't
your
delay
why
a
would
natural
you wanna-
biological function, though.
That's what a puberty blocker is.
Why
And
would
that's
you wanna-
toxic,
There's
poisonous,
everyone,
big pharma pills.
everyone, please,
GnRH is what it's called.
Kiko, please. There is a larger overarching point here, okay? Which is that 10 years ago, if you spoke to somebody and you said, hey, yeah, 10 years from now, like a bunch of kids are going to want to become trans, they would have been like, yeah, you're out of your mind. That's not happening. And look where we are now. Kids, there's millions of views on TikToks from these trans people that are telling kids things that are giving them gender dysphoria. Teachers in schools have rainbow flags up on their walls, and they're it's not just kids.
A rainbow flag
Hold
is
on.
going to make a kid be trans.
Please just listen, okay? Please just listen. There's a difference between what you were saying a moment ago, which is like, you know, if you had gone to a counselor and you had gender dysphoria, and them hearing you and just like being like, hey, like I hear that you feel that way. There's a difference between that and a kid going to a teacher and being like, hey, you know, I have this confusion about my gender, and the teacher being like, yeah, well, you can be a girl if you want to, because that's what's happening right now. And to what Deborah was saying a few moments ago, this is a tide that is quickly rising in our society. And 10, 15, 20 years from now, who knows how much access kids will have to these surgeries? Who knows how many millions of kids are going to be mutilating their bodies because of this ideology? It is just continuing to grow and grow and grow and grow. And it's not stopping. A couple of years ago, the World Health Organization released guidelines for European educators, instructing them to teach kids between the ages of 2 and 8 years old about masturbation and gender fluidity. There's an intentional agenda to push this trans ideology on humanity right now. And you say right now it's not as big of a problem as people make it out to be, that these surgeries are super rare. What about 20 years from now? Where is all of this going?
I'm not saying there
And
shouldn't be regulations in place.
How big of a catastrophe is this going to be for our entire civilization? I know you think it's hateful. I know you think it's hateful for me to like speak against this and be intolerant and all of this kind of stuff. The reason I'm doing it is because there are serious human casualties as a result of this, and I speak up against all of this out of love. Who's died? All of the people that have gotten transgender surgeries and then regretted it and killed themselves after the fact.
How about all the people
That's
who have
who's
been
died.
prevented from getting the help they need? And killed themselves
Transgenders
because of
have
it?
the same
thing.
suicide rate as Jews in Nazi Germany in concentration camps. You can't tell me transgenders in America are treated worse than Jews in Nazi Germany, and the suicide rate is the same before and after gender transition surgery.
Exactly.
But listen, I have a different take on
Meaning
this.
that it makes no
I don't
difference.
say this stuff because I want to be offensive or hateful or get clicks or views. I think that this is a very sensitive issue, and just like abortion, it needs to be spoken with the highest level of respect and sensitivity, because I feel for these people. I can't, like you said, I can't imagine what it's like to be at war with my own body and to not feel comfortable with my own body. I've dealt with insecurities. I couldn't imagine it being deeper than that. I truly feel for these people, and I want them to receive the care that they need on an individual basis. But when it comes to children, we need to protect children
Come on with platitudes. Let's get back to the fight.
from this ideology.
Yes.
And I think those are two very different issues that get conflated together. Like, oh, if a 35-year-old wants to do whatever they want, that's up to them. But speaking on children, nobody under 18 should be mutilating their body, even if their parent consents, because they're children. I think your brain's not developed till you're 25. I know, that's what I'm saying. That I think a lot of the argument comes from people talking about different things. Like, we're talking about kids a lot, and I think we need to clarify
I know
that.
you never said that they should, but there's a lot of people who want that for kids.
Hold on. You wanted to go. Go ahead.
So where my
Wait, into the mic,
where
please.
my stance comes into this with the whole children thing is that we never once brought up kids. We brought up the fact about a man saying if he's gay or not.
I agree with you. Let's try to stick to that point.
That's the whole point of me saying
Yes.
However, when it does come to kids, because it was already brought up, whatever. Do I agree that like trans needs to be like in everybody's face? Absolutely not. However, I'm also not saying that if a kid comes and asks for help because they're feeling certain ways, I feel like those resources shouldn't be shunned. I feel like they should be available.
Like therapy.
What do you mean those
yes,
resources?
those
Like
resources.
psycho and
What
evaluation.
resources?
Like, for
Yes,
example, when
psychological help, absolutely.
Exactly. So because, well, let's be honest. A couple of years ago, trans wasn't so accessible. Is the word? I don't know the word.
Gender affirming care
No,
wasn't
it wasn't
a thing.
so. It wasn't so easy to grasp onto. In other words, it wasn't easy for me to get my hormones. It wasn't easy for me to get anything. I had to go to therapy for months just to prove that I wasn't crazy.
But now it has. You recognize that now it's become so easy.
Yeah, so I recognize that now, especially now, because even not even just kids, but like, for example, gay men, they see the dolls. We got all the trade. We have all the blue check marks. We got bodies on bodies on bodies.
Certified baddies 24/7.
Exactly. And some gay guys will literally transition just to pull straight men.
Yeah.
And then they'll literally.
Don't
get
you
the
think that
full-
that's like a
they'll
point,
literally-
proving his point?
No,
already said that's.
But that's something
wrong.
That's my point. Like I feel like when people do the hormone replacement therapy, it needs to be taken seriously. It shouldn't be so easy to easily to grasp onto.
I have a question
I respect
for you.
that, and I don't think
But
you guys.
then when it
Yes.
comes to the gay men too, it's like you guys do these things and you guys all to get all these straight boys and I have all the straight men, whatever. Then what happens after? Those
Wait,
are the Jew
okay.
transitioners.
So just
those are the people
hold on,
who regret
hold
getting
on.
the gender affirming surgery and ass and titties and growing out their hair.
It's not just gay guys.
Yeah. If they do it for the wrong reasons, do it because you genuinely feel like this and not because you're trying to get attention from the opposite sex.
Okay, so question for Kiko. Kind of the original thing was, trying to direct it back here, is Chase said that his view is that it would be homosexual, it would be gay for a biological male to sleep with another biological male. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I do not find it gay if a biological male chooses to sleep with a trans woman.
No. Hold it. Just a point of clarification.
That's my answer, Brian. That's my answer, Brian. That's my answer, Brian.
Let me revise my question a little further. Is it homosexual or is it gay? Again, I'm not saying it's wrong, but is it gay or homosexual for a biological male to sleep or have sex? Well, is it gay for a biological male to have sex with another biological male?
I feel like you need to answer this because I don't know. I feel like you're based.
I already answered the question. If they're a trans woman.
Wow, yo can't even answer the fucking question, dude. It's just insane. This is insane, bro. She ain't gonna answer the fucking question, bro.
In touch with their femininity, they are I can't even say the word, projecting themselves, the female, feminine woman in society, and that's what they're attracted to? No, Brian, you can ask me the question in as many ways as you fucking want. You've asked me this 3 times over on this podcast.
Can I say something really quick?
I'm tired of
Girls,
answering.
though. That's not hormone.
Let's be real.
or
It's like it's only gay if they're after
chromosomes.
their dick.
Yes. I mean, if you want a lady boy who's known as a lady
It's
boy
only
who still
what?
has that,
It's only gay if they're after their dick. Like, let's be real. Like,
Okay.
if a guy literally was just fucking harassing me because he knew I had a penis, sorry,
Okay.
bro, you're fucking gay. Like,
Listen,
go get a
listen.
guy out there. I
What's the difference of going after somebody because they have a dick and just not caring if they have a dick? Both of them are still gay, bro. It's gay. Period. It's gay.
genuinely want to deal with a man who can look past the fact that they like, you know what, you're trans, but that's not who you are as a person. Like, I view you as feminine. Like, I view you as a woman. I can look past the fact of that. But if that man is solely seeking me out just because I have a penis, no, that's gay.
But can't you be a feminine man without transitioning to? I mean, I don't believe in
That's a gay
transitioning.
man.
Let me
but
just ask you something really quick.
That's a gay man, not a trans woman.
no, I know people that aren't guys that aren't necessarily gay. That I mean, I know guys.
I'm so done with this clip, bro. I'm so done with it, yo. They're not answering the question. Like, after she was like, yo, after he asked her, is it gay if a biological male sleeps with another biological male? And she was like, I already answered it. You didn't. The answer is yes. And she knows it. Everyone knows it. The fucking dude that wants to be a chick knows it. Like, it's just a fact, bro. It's so stupid. But I'm gonna end it right there.